So for today, we're just going to do an introduction of who I am and then our SEC for this year. We'll do quick updates over affiliation packages, the Advisor Academy, the new virtual leadership experience, which you all should have gotten an email about that today. And then just some general information about the website and different announcements that go out. We're also going to look over some ideas for chapter structure and membership ideas. And then at the last 20 minutes will be a chance for you guys to share out. So that's kind of the rundown of how this will go. And then, so we'll get started with me. So I am Katie Lewis. I am the North Carolina FCCLA Executive Director. You can see my email address and the number, my direct line number on the screen. I also have set up a remind group. I know that a lot of you guys are familiar with that with your own classes. So if you would like to have direct access to send me a quick text for a question, or this could be a way that I can send out quick updates for you guys. If you would like to join that remind group, you can do that, right here. So you'll just text the code at NC FCCLA to 81010. And if I go too quickly, just know that I'm going to provide this PDF for you guys as well. So if you would like I said, direct access to ask me questions or quick updates or reminders, this will be a great method to do that. Or you can email me or call my direct line. That's up to you all how you would like to contact me. Just some background information. I have been a CTE. I've been a CTE teacher, obviously, but for a family consumer science education for 8 years. 2 of those in Kentucky, and then the rest here in North Carolina. I was an FCCLA advisor every year, so for 8 years as well. I worked with the state management team as well for a few years, helping with state officer selections and different things, working on the website. But that's my background and some of the experiences that I have. So we'll kick it off and let our SEC start introducing themselves as well.
Hello, my name is Gizin Karagöz, and I'm a senior this year at Reagan High School. I'm from District 5, and I'm the state president this year. If there are any questions or inquiries throughout the year you guys may have, my email is on the slide right there. And if there are any instances where you'd want me to speak at chapter events, either like whether virtually or in person, hopefully throughout the end of the year, you can complete a request form on the website, and that's another way I'd be reachable.
Hi everybody, I'm Tegan Welch. I'm your first vice president this year. I'm a senior at Topsail High School in District 2. And again, if you guys have any questions, you can email me at the email on the screen, or you can complete the request form for us to visit your chapter either virtually or in person. That form is on the screen and also on the website. And I would like to say that we are working on a chapter engagement meetings, and if you have a chapter that you believe is struggling or is new and you want some extra help, either in District 1 or District 2, make sure to email me.
Hi everyone, my name is Samantha Haig. I am North Carolina FCCLA Vice President of Public Relations. I am a sophomore at Millbrook High School, which is in District 3. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions. I will be happy to help you. And I'm very excited for this year.
Hello everyone, my name is Reagan Rhymes, and I am this year's 2020-2021 National Vice President of Programs, and I am a junior at East Forsyth High School, where I am the chapter president, which is located in District 5. And if you guys need anything, have any questions, want me to speak or present something for you guys, you can go ahead and fill out the request form. And I'm so excited for this year and what's going to be in store for us.
Awesome. So that's our SEC for this year, and then our National Vice President, Ms. Reagan, who was, Reagan, you were a state officer how long ago?
I served 2017 to 2018, so 3 years ago.
Awesome. All right, so we'll move on into our quick updates. Thank you for the SEC. If you guys would like to stay on the call, you can. If not, you all can head on out. So for our quick updates, we're going to focus on our affiliation packages first. So just a reminder, we do have our regular affiliation, and these are the rates for regular affiliation. So this is just you affiliating your students. The national rate is $9. The state rate is $5 for a total of $14 per member. Remember that affiliation can be paid by check or card. Through the portal, one of the questions that we've been getting is, can students affiliate themselves through their student portal? That's the new portal access that students have. No, they cannot affiliate themselves. Basically, the student portal is just an access for them to be able to go in and view their historical data, to see kind of what they did in the past, get any transcripts of their FCCLA experience that they might need for scholarships or anything like that. They are able to do their Power of One national program award applications through the portal, and they are also going to be able to do their online summary events for STAR events in the student portal as well. But that's something that we will provide more information later, but just know that they are not able to go in and affiliate themselves. You will still have to do that as the chapter advisor. Other things to remember, there are some membership applications that you all could download and use on the Nationals website. So anytime you all see this green color in the PDF that I will share with you all, that's a hyperlink to those documents. This is actually a hyperlink to the editable PDF that you all could share out with your students and have them fill in and submit back to you. Or you can use the CSV template. So that's basically an Excel document that has all of the information. So what that will allow you to do is when you're in the portal for affiliation, you can upload all of them at one time. It has been requested that we create a video or some type of resource on how to do this. And that's something that I'm working on to provide for you guys next month. But if you have questions, just let me know. If you're creating or using your own membership applications, just make sure that they have all of the required information that your students need for affiliation. I know in my experience, sometimes I'll forget to add like the student's email address on there. And I'm either having to go back through PowerSchool and look for it, or I end up putting my own email just so I can get the affiliation process through. That was a bad habit, but I'm just telling you all now with this new information, don't do that because their student portal links to the email used. So if you all have used your email in the past for student accounts, then your email is what's linked to that student's student portal. So just kind of FYI. I thought I saw some chat stuff, but hold on one second. All right, so then we have the middle level affiliation. I have no idea what just happened here. There we go. All right, so middle level affiliation. This is something that we're continuing to pilot. So if you're a middle school, this is something that would be beneficial for you. This allows middle school advisors to affiliate all their students that are enrolled in their courses or meets the requirements of membership in their school. And this is an unlimited number of affiliation spots. And that's a total of $375. It's a flat rate fee that the middle schools would pay to affiliate their students. You all can find more information about that on the membership page of the North Carolina FCCLA website. Like I said, once you all get this document, it will be hyperlinked, so you can just click right to it. So the big thing that I know a lot of you guys want to know more information about is the 2 temporary price reduction participation packages that have been announced by Nationals. And the North Carolina FCCLA Board of Directors did approve for us to come on board and offer these for you all as well. So you have 2 options that you can opt into. These are not required. So if you choose that you all do not want to opt into either of these options, then you would just go back and do regular affiliation. You have an up to 20 member leadership package. This allows you to that allows you to affiliate up to 20 members at a flat rate fee. And you can see how that flat rate fee is broken down. $160 of that is the national flat rate. $55 of that is the state flat rate for a total of $215. After your 20th member, everybody after that will go back to regular affiliation fees. So just remember that flat rate is only up to the 20th member. So your 21st member and on will then be invoiced for the regular affiliation fees that we talked about before. This package does not include an advisor affiliation. These are just your members and student affiliation. Then you have the unlimited FCS leadership development package. This is an unlimited package for high school advisors. So it allows you to, it allows you to affiliate an unlimited number of your FCS program of study students. So if you have students this fall, you can enroll them, and then in the spring, once you get your new roster, then you can enroll them as well. Or any other students that you've had before that aren't currently in your classes, that have taken one of your courses or a family consumer science course at your school. So this is just pretty much like the middle level affiliation, but for high school. So this is a $600 flat rate fee. $400 of that is the national flat rate fee. $200 is the state flat rate fee. And then once again, that's for the $600 total. I did share out information about how you could talk to your CTE directors about possibly using Perkins funding for this one, as it is allowing affiliate membership, meaning any students that's affiliated with an FCS program of study can be affiliated into FCCLA through this package. But just remember, it's up to your CTE director if they choose to use their funding in that way. And then once again, the unlimited does not include the advisor affiliation. So your affiliation is on top of both of those. So how are you guys going to opt in? If either of these are options that you would like to participate in at your chapter, what you all will need to do is complete the opt-in survey, and National sent out an email to you all with all of this information. It's also on the National's website under Join. But once again, these are hyperlinked in this document that you all will receive after this call. Basically, you're going to click the opt-in survey. It's a Google form you're going to complete with your information, your chapter information, and then you're going to select which of these chapter participation packages that your chapter wants to enroll in. And then once you've completed that survey, you're going to wait until you get a confirmation email back from Nationals. So after you've completed the survey, do not go in and complete affiliation for your chapter. You need to wait until you've gotten confirmation. The reason why is because your invoice might be created before they get to change your affiliation type. And that's a lot more work that they're going to have to do on their end. Once you get your email confirming that you have officially been opted into the package that you selected, then you can go in and affiliate your students as normal. If you're doing the unlimited option, you might want to work with your data manager to see if they're able to download all of that student information that you need in the CSV template. That's just making it easier for you all. If you want to go in and you have the time to input every student individually, you can do that too. But I have a feeling that you all probably don't have the time to do that. So before I move on, I'm going to go ahead and ask, do you all have questions about either of these package options? And you can unmute yourselves and ask the question.
Hey, Katie, this is Beth. I do have a question. So in Wake County, we actually were allowed to like request the funds. That doesn't mean we're going to get the funds for the package. So should I... Okay, so if I fill out the survey to opt in and then it gets approved and they say I can do it, but then Wake County says we don't have the money, can I always go back to just a regular affiliation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you can. And here's what I'm gonna kind of tell you all to do. If you think that it will be a possibility, just like what Beth was saying, and now she's gonna submit this request, but it might take a couple weeks to get the answer back. The deadline for opting in is November 1st. So I would say go ahead and do that, and then Beth, at some point, if they come back and say no, we're not gonna pay for this for you all, then you all will be able to just send an email to Nationals and ask them to remove that. Or actually, you can just send the email to me, and then I can kind of facilitate that on my end on removing that. So then you can go back in and affiliate normally. But I would tell you all, if you think that this is something that your CTE directors will support, or you think that it's something that you're going to do, I would opt in and go ahead and have it changed, because after November 1st, you may not have that option anymore. Because it's going to be up to the board, at the National Board of Directors after November 1, if they're going to extend that temporary package option. So what this doesn't mean is you do not have to have your invoice paid by November 1st, but you do have to opt in by November 1st. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other questions on these options?
When did the email come out from Nationals? Because I think I may have missed it, because I'm considering opting.
Michael, they sent this out in one of the fast facts, but I can go back and look to see, but you'll get all of this information on this PDF after this call. But if you all go to the national website, under join, they've added a new tab that says temporary price reduction chapter participation packages. And then it basically has all of this information under there as well. And then you can also find some of the information in Moodle under discussion forums for NC FCCLA. I've posted all of this in there as well. So any other questions? And Michael, I hope that answered your question.
It did. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I will move on. Another quick update is the Advisor Academy. So there's going to be 2 different levels offered this year because it's going to be virtual. They'll have a level 1 course for new advisors or advisors with less than 5 years, and they'll have a level 2 course for veteran advisors with 5 or more years, or any advisors who have completed the Advisor Academy at National Leadership before. Each course is going to be $50 for you to participate. If you are interested in participating, you all will have until October 1st to submit your application. And then once your application is submitted, they'll be going back through to review applications. And then you should be notified by October 23rd if you were accepted or not. You will have to be affiliated or have a pending affiliation for you all to be able to complete the Advisor Academy. Once again, these are hyperlinked here. I've also added this information. I think it was in the 8/27 update that's posted on the Moodle. And then once again, you'll get this PDF at the end of our meeting today. So you guys can just click on these links to get straight to the course information, as well as the SurveyMonkey applications to complete. And you do not have to pay. I think Jenny Watson has applied for this. You don't have to pay until you're accepted. Correct, Jenny? She's on.
I am not sure, but I'm waiting to kind of see. So I'm totally not sure yet.
But did you apply already?
I did apply, but
Okay,
it didn't tell me any further information.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking you'll get an invoice in the portal for this after the 23rd if you were accepted. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Thank you, Jenny. So any questions on the Advisor Academy? Okay, so we're going to move on. So virtual leadership experience, you all should have received the email today. They actually just sent that out about an hour and a half ago. This is going to be an experience that is going to be for advisors to incorporate FCCLA into your classroom. So the whole idea behind the virtual leadership experience is that there's going to be like sessions and lesson plan activities that your students can do in. It's going to be the same platform that was used for virtual national leadership conference. So you're going to be able to use that with your students. And then, like I said before, they'll have lesson plans for each of the sessions that you all can use with your students in the classroom. So for this virtual leadership experience, it's $150 per chapter. So you will pay one flat rate fee, and then all of your students will have access to the platform once your payment has been made. To register for virtual leadership experience, because registration is open, you all will find that under the meetings and events tab in the portal. To register for the virtual leadership experience, you do have to be an affiliated chapter. So just keep that in mind. And then the registration will end for virtual leadership experience on February 12th. So virtual leadership experience, I realize I did not put that on here, so I apologize, will be December 8th through February 12th. So you'll have all of that time right before Christmas break, when we come back from Christmas break, right before we switch semesters, and then around that first week and then into FCCLA week. This will be open for you guys to use at your leisure and anytime that you need it for lesson plans. But like I said, a lot of that information was sent out today about the virtual leadership experience. In addition to the virtual leadership experience, Nationals will also be hosting skill demonstration events. So just like with the virtual leadership experience, for your students to participate in the skill demonstration events, they do have to be affiliated. So I have a picture here, but I apologize now. I'm seeing that's really small. So let me see. Okay. Basically, all the skill demonstration events are being offered except for impromptu speaking. All of the challenge tests are also being offered. So what's going to happen is once you register or affiliate your students, then you can go in and register for virtual leadership experience and the skill demonstration events. Please note that skill demonstration event registration has to be done by October 26th. I am aware of the quick turnaround time, so I'm just giving you all the information so you can plan accordingly. I think the skill demonstration events would be really neat for you guys to use as projects in your classroom. So if you want to learn more about these, the updated competitive events guide has been posted in the portal, so you can find that in the portal to go through and see what the skill demonstration events or the challenge tests require. But those could be some really good projects that you could have your students complete. But like I said before, skill demonstration events, you have to be registered by October 26th, and you all will be required when you register your students to submit their URL, as these will be videoed competitions. So for example, the culinary food art, your students will submit a video of them completing the requirements for that skill demonstration event. And then when you register them, there'll be a URL option so you can submit the URL to your video. And once again, that needs to be completed by October 26th. I would hesitate to wait until October 26th to register, because there's only going to be 80 spots available per level per event. So for level 2, there'll be 80 spots for that event. For level 1, there'll be 80 spots, so on and so forth. And like I said before, just be ready to make sure that you're able to upload their video link at the time of registration. As you can see on the dates to remember that this is going to be a very quick turnaround time. And it will be $10 per skill demonstration participant. And then looking at the dates to remember, the registration will end for skill demonstration events on the 26th. Nationals will go through and validate and make sure all the URL links that were submitted are actually correct and they work between the 27th and 30th. Any students registered to take an online challenge event test will be able to do that between the 2nd and 6th of November. Skill demonstration evaluations will be between November 9th and 13th. And then December 11th in the virtual leadership platform is where they will be announcing the top scores for skill demonstration events. And then, like I said before, on February 12th, the platform will close out. So I saw some chats. Let me see if there's any questions related to this.
There was one question about the fall virtual training. If that was something CTE directors you would think would cover the cost, or is that a personal expense, a club expense?
If you plan to utilize this in your classroom, it is now a classroom resource. And that's the way that this virtual leadership experience is being pushed, as a classroom integration resource. I mean, I would say it doesn't hurt to ask your CTE director to cover that. All they can do is say no. But Valerie, what are your takes as the DPI consultant?
I would say, yeah, it never hurts to ask, because sometimes they will sponsor different events. And I think it comes back to that level of registration that they do. And maybe if we can get some follow-up information about what students are going to be doing in that virtual training, if there's workshops and activities and things that they can individually log in and do, that might be a better selling point, like you said, as a classroom resource and not a CTSO's only resource.
And that's something that I can definitely start putting together and share out with you all, of speaking or talking points with your CTE directors to see if this is something that they would help offset. Now, Nationals also posted, if you go to the virtual leadership experience on the Nationals website, they do have a support letter template that you all could use. So if you already have some relationships with organizations or industry in your area that you think that they might support, financially support your chapter's VLE, virtual leadership experience registration, they do have a template that you all could use as well to request financial support for that. And speaking of financial support, there are some affiliation support that I'm going to be announcing hopefully next week. So if you guys are kind of struggling of how you're going to come up with some money for that, just kind of stay tuned. I will be announcing some opportunities that you all can be taking advantage of to help offset some of your affiliation costs in use of those packages. Carrie asked, what do I need to do if I am not getting the emails? Carrie, all of the emails that I send out and National sends out is based on your information in the chapter portal. If you are an active chapter advisor and you had a chapter last year, then you might need to log in and make sure that the email is correct. I've also heard from some advisors that their districts, it's really crazy. Like sometimes that some of the emails will be allowed and sometimes it's not. So you could also change that to your personal email and get it that way. But if you weren't an active advisor last year, then we'll need to, if you want to send me an email, I can help you out with that as well. Okay. Yeah, Nationals should be sending them out the same way. I think they might be generated actually through contact connections. If you check your junk mail, but let me put your name down and I'll look into that. Okay. So any questions about skill demonstration events or the virtual leadership experience at this time? Okay. So just kind of another quick update on the website. If you haven't been there, it has been updated. That's definitely has been a slow process, so I apologize to you all. But there is some new information. The forms and resources tab, I'm still working on updating that. So once it's completely updated, I will send out an email and just let you guys know that it has been updated. Just be patient and kind of keep checking back. If you have requests or suggestions of things that you would like to see on the website, there is a form on the website that you all can use. On the left-hand side, there's a tab that says website requests and suggestions. So it's an embedded Google form that you all can input your suggestions and send them my way. Whether it actually happens or not, I don't know, but it's always good to ask. Like I said before, I have been sending out updates in several formats. So I send them out using your portal email address. So I send them using the portal. And then I'm also posting everything in the discussion forum for FCCLA and Moodle. But I'm realizing that a lot of you guys may not be getting those discussion forum updates. So I'm now going to put them also in the FCS Education Moodle forum. See, there's 3 different places that you will be able to find updates. And then I am looking into adding an advisor resource tab on the website. So there might be 4 ways at one point to find all of the information. But like I said before, if you have any requests or suggestions for the website specifically, feel free to use that form on the website and send those requests or suggestions. So any questions on the website or the announcements? Okay. All right. So we'll kind of get into what I wanted to maybe collaborate with you guys on. So there's two main points that I wanted to let you guys talk about and maybe share ideas for your chapters. And the first one is chapter structure, and the second is membership. So for chapter structure, mainly looking at how are you structuring your chapter, especially in a virtual world. I know that's going to be very complicated for some of you, and I completely understand. So these are some ideas just very quickly that I put together. Obviously, they're very simple. You can see on the slide. They're not anything big or grand. But I did notice the virtual chapter toolkit. That is located in the portal under membership, but I clicked on that and was looking through that the other day, and there's actually some really good information in there and some ideas on how you guys can host your chapters virtually. So that's definitely something worth taking a look at. Some other ideas would be to, if you guys are, I know some advisors are having issues where they're not able to meet with their students. So maybe you could do some intercurricular stuff with FCCLA in each of your classrooms. And then I'm assuming that most of you all have a Google Classroom or a Canvas page that's specifically for your FCCLA, where you all can post updates, resources, or give activities for your students to be completing. But this is kind of a good opportunity for you guys to share out what are some things that, for those of you guys that have already started your chapters, what are you all doing as far as chapter structure and meeting with your students that's working that you could share with other advisors? So this is your chance to share out and toot your own horn. So if you're doing anything that's currently working or that you've already started meeting with your chapter, how are you doing that?
I have a Google Classroom set up for my FCCLA chapter right now. I've met with a couple of my previous students, but since I'm considering doing the unlimited affiliation, I'm going to make my FCCLA more co-curricular. And so I think that's going to be the biggest thing to get more students engaged in it moving forward, is making it more co-curricular and having activities that are associated with the class.
Thank you, Michael. So any other things that you guys are thinking about related to chapter structure or currently doing that's working?
One of the things that I'm doing is this year, I get the opportunity to teach a new course for our county. Well, it's not for our county, but for my school, is early childhood education 1. And so what I did was this year, since it's a upper level course, I'm making it a requirement that the students join FCCLA, since it's their national, it's like a professional program, for their class. So I'm having them join it, and I'm doing more of the co-curricular. So one of the things that I did was, we're actually all going to do the power of 1. And that's like a class project that they'll be working out throughout the semester, the power of 1. So I thought that was, I've never had students really interested in doing it, but doing it this way, I guess, kind of provides me more opportunity to get the kids to do the power of 1, which is something we've never really done before. Which it's funny, Shamika, that you say that, because I think when students see that and they're like, oh, it's just goal setting, they're like, I know how to set a goal. They really don't. Right. They really don't know how to set a goal. So. Right. So any other ideas or things that you're doing for chapter structure? So I definitely think it would be a good idea to do the, to kind of, at least if you're not sure yet, to go through the virtual chapter toolkit and see what has already been put together, what ideas are there.
because there was a lot of stuff in that. I didn't even get to go through it all, but there was a lot of ideas in that chapter toolkit. All right, so for membership ideas, so this definitely relates to chapter structure of like, how are we going to get members and what are we going to do to get our members? And I know like Michael and Shamika had said that they're kind of doing this intercurricular, which is kind of like what we want it co-curricular. We want you guys implementing FCCLA into your classroom. That's what it's, a lot of the resources are for. And that's actually going to be a lot of the discussion and showcase for that October 8th collaboration station, is how you can use the national programs and things like that in your classroom to support some of those projects and things like that. But so for membership ideas, definitely if you have not requested the Membership Madness Toolkit yet, I definitely encourage you guys to do that. The application for that is open until September 25th. And I know that they've revamped a lot of it to make it more virtual based, so like virtually getting memberships and stuff like that. You can find the link once again here, or you can go to the NC FCCLA website under membership, and it's one of the first things that you all will see. In addition to getting all of that stuff, you are entered to win one of 10 $100 Amazon gift cards that Nationals is hosting that giveaway. So if you are a chapter that's not sure about affiliation or how you're going to do affiliation, or maybe to offset your virtual leadership experience costs, you're getting $100, I think it's a Visa or an American Express gift card that you can use as a credit card. So you can use that to offset your registration or affiliation. So just an idea. I'm not saying you're going to win the gift card, but you have a chance to be one of 10 gift card winners. If you haven't checked out what resources available in the portal, you do have, like I said before, the virtual chapter toolkit. Any of the lesson plans that you will get in the Membership Madness Toolkit, they've actually updated them and put them as editable PDF documents in the portal. So even if you don't request that, you all can get those editable PDF documents in the portal right now. The 2020-2021 chapter manual is also available in the portal for you guys to upload. Now, I'm going to say a lot of that information is geared if you were doing in-person meetings, but there are some ideas that you could pull away, especially with how to do your program of work and how to have leaders and things like that with your chapter. And then I know that we have had several people asking for some introductory lesson plans and things like that to use in your classroom. So unfortunately, North Carolina FCCLA doesn't have any of those resources that we have personally put together. But there are some resources in the portal that you can use for introducing FCCLA to your students, like the Step 1 web quest, the FCCLA introductory PowerPoint. There is the National FCCLA YouTube page that has a couple of their promotional videos that you could use. Power of One definitely is a great resource to use in your classroom. And this actually will take you to the download. You get the whole download for each of those units and things like that. If you're not in the FCCLA Advisor Facebook page, I encourage you all, when you get this, to click the link or search it out and join. There has been a lot of really great information, a lot of really cool FCCLA Bitmoji Quest things that have been shared in the Facebook page that you all could use in your classrooms. And then, of course, to get members, use your social media. So if your students, if you have some leaders, or maybe you're social media literate, use social media and just kind of post. So the SEC, we're striving to post every single day to increase our engagement. And if you have no idea what to post on social media, just share our posts. You can share national FCCLA posts, share favorite quotes, just different things like that on social media. So this is a great opportunity. I'm going to go ahead and open up to you guys to share out some membership ideas that you currently have, or things that you're working through to get members in a virtual world. So I'm going to open it up to you all to share out ideas.
Being new to high school and to FCCLA, I just went ahead, since we're were virtual for the first like 2.5 weeks, I went ahead and sent an email out all to my students with a link to the page so they could have an idea what it's about and just see what the interest was from my students for both semesters, not just my first semester. And then they were able to fill out a Google Doc, and that way I would know who to contact to see interest so far.
How much interest did you have, Carrie?
I have about 23 right now.
That's awesome. And I was speaking to an advisor last week, and she was talking about how her kids were like, I guess because they've been so bored, they're very excited to get started and to start doing stuff. So I was like, great, let's push them into doing some of these other things. So that's awesome to hear that you had 23 kids interested. That's really good.
What do I need to do if I switch schools and I'm going to be the advisor at the new school?
What's your first name?
Jocelyn.
Thank you, Jocelyn, because all I see is J.W. Holt. So I didn't want to say J.W. Holt. Jocelyn, so what you can do, and I see your chat in there as well, on the North Carolina FCCLA website, under membership, and I can actually, I'll just send you an email. I see your email. I'll send you an email in a minute when we're finished, and I'll kind of go over that with you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. There are some links on the website. So if you're a new advisor and you don't have a chapter at your school, there's a link on the under membership on NC CTE that kind of showcases how to request a chapter. And then if you are transitioning over, so you were with one chapter and now you're moving to another school, there's also a Google form link that's on the website for you guys to complete, so I can go in and change you all over. And the same thing with MLEE. I'll write your email down too, but I'll just kind of forward you guys that Gmail form so you can go in and do that. But both of those are also available on the website as well. So any ideas as far as related to gaining members this year? Definitely if you're using FCCLA in the classroom, that's obviously going to help because you can require all your students to do projects. And then if you're blessed to be able to do the unlimited package, then you can just affiliate all of them. But other than that, do you all have any other ideas?
In the past, I've had all of my officers compete, like it's mandatory for them. I just tell them that they have to, and that if they want to be an officer, that they have to do a STAR event. But I'm struggling a bit because all my students graduated, and it's like I'm starting over with them all new.
You're in your restart year.
Yeah.
Do any of you all currently have students that you're already talking with? Like you already have your set of students that are gonna like form your program of work and you're already starting, like getting your ideas down? Like, have you already started meeting with your students?
I haven't met with mine, but I did do a Google form to see who would be interested. So I think I'm gonna have enough to affiliate, but I just don't know where to go next.
Okay.
Because I know that there's some things that we're required to do if we're going to do, well, I'm just saying, I'm trying to get a framework to, okay, what are the least things we can do? And then if we get together, you know, like a meeting or something virtually, what are some things we can do that, you know, what do the kids want to do? So I'm kind of at the planning stages, but we haven't met, just had an interest for them.
Okay, and Jocelyn, if you haven't downloaded that chapter manual or even the new FCCLA, I think there's a FCCLA advisor handbook, those would be some great places to start. I am working based on the feedback survey. We had about 100 people complete that feedback survey in the beginning of August. That was something that was requested, was like a framework or like a flow chart that kind of said like, okay, here's where we're at and what do we do throughout the year. And that is something that I'm working on. So just be patient. It will come out. I definitely hope that I'm able to get all of that finished by October for you guys. So, but those would be 2 resources that would be great to start with, at least to kind of figure out, okay, here's what I need to do next.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. So any other ideas or thoughts on membership?
I just, we're doing the same thing at our school, and I actually have one of my new advisors is on the call with us today, but we did a Google Doc too, just for to see who is interested. And I've had like 15 kids, but none of my officers from last year that said they wanted to be officers this year have responded. So I've been like trying to track them down because I don't teach any of them this semester. So we're gonna have an interest like Google Meet on next Tuesday. So hopefully we'll have enough members to be able to affiliate this semester or this year.
Yeah. So we'll kind of move into the last part, which is another share out opportunity, because I'm always, you know, I want to hear from you all. I'm not in the classroom anymore. I'm now able to do this full time, which I'm really excited about. Providing advisor resource and support is probably one of the things I'm most passionate about in this position. So I'm very, very excited to get to work with you guys and provide that for you all. So I want to give you guys the opportunity to help me also see how can I support you and what are some things that you need. So for the first share out question, and we're going to kind of start on a, which some of you guys have already answered this, but if anyone else has something that they'd like to share out, what are you doing now that is working? So if anybody else wants to input on that one. So what are you doing now that is working?
I did send a link for all the other teachers that are in the FACS program so that it wasn't just my class participating, but I did send it to the early childhood teacher, the culinary, and also the foods teacher.
Yeah, we kind of did the same thing. I created a Google form with all the stuff that it's just been time consuming because everything has to be electronic. So I took a paper form and made it into a Google form, and then I posted it, and then I sent it to all the other FACS teachers, and then they also posted it, you know, to their online classes. But yeah, the membership numbers are not where they usually are with just in terms of filling out that form. But then the county has said that they are probably going to pay for for WAKE anyway, for our membership. So I think actually that's going to help us because that's going to hopefully get some students that normally would have to fundraise or were worried about the money piece. Maybe that's going to take care of those kids that were worried about the affiliation costs and not being able to fundraise during, you know, not being in class and not being in-person learning right now.
Ashley, is WAKE going to do the unlimited for each school?
They said, yeah, it sounds like we could request it. So it sounds to me like they're paying for it. That's the impression I got. So I'm going ahead with it whenever they tell us to push go. You know, we'd like fill out a survey for that, but hopefully that's going to work out and it'll hopefully work in our benefit to have more members.
Absolutely. And that'll be great too, because then this will be really pushing the intercurricular part of being able to really help your kids do those things. What concerns or obstacles are you all having right now, or what support would you like to have or do you need from me to help you all? So I may be opening a can of worms and that's fine with me. So just from you all, what concerns, like I said, what concerns or obstacles or what support would you like from me?
This is kind of my second year doing this. Last year I worked on getting the members, and then it was kind of cut short with COVID. But this year is kind of like I kind of how to get started, but I've never understood the framework or the structure of FCCLA, who's who in FCCLA and who would you contact for different things. So I was always hoping there was some type of flow chart.
So like an organizational flow chart.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Now, Jocelyn, are you saying that for North Carolina FCCLA or like North Carolina and National FCCLA?
Well, more like just for North Carolina, like just navigating right now through the process. And then, no, it doesn't have to be that big. Just who's, you know, by, I guess by district, who would you contact, who's who? You see names and you're kind of like, okay, what part did they play in this whole thing?
Mm-hmm. So one thing for right now, I'm it for the North Carolina like state management team until all that kind of gets put back to place. However, for DLC stuff, so like for your districts, that information is also on the website. Not all of it is updated as we're still trying. I think there's still some moving around of people because some people have moved districts and like finding people to fill those roles. So, but you could at least email whoever's on there and hopefully they will still be of help for you. But at any point, you guys, my email address is there, my phone number is there. You know, until 4:30 or 5, I'm available for you guys, and I'll do video chats if you all need to do video chats. So yeah, if you still need questions or still have questions or anything like that, feel free to also message me as well.
I had a question. I wanted to ask, I think her name was Ashley. Is Wake County paying for all memberships? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, you need to get, there's a Google Classroom link.
Joanne Honeycutt sent that out, yeah.
If you go back and look at Google Classroom for the AAT or whatever that weirdo day is that you have, and County Day, I don't know what it is. It was all virtual, and within that Google Classroom, I feel like there's another link so that if you want to be an advisor, one, they're starting to pay you, but you have to do certain work and requirements, and you have to go through this whole process. But within that, there was another survey that Joanne sent out, and there was a survey link, and it was like asking if you wanted to have a chapter and if you wanted to have it paid for, and it sounded like there were going to be funds available for that.
So I'm going to jump in and tag on after you there, Ashley. So I actually talked to Joanne today, and she said that the deadline for that is next week. And then to fill out that form asking for us to have it covered. And she said as long as it's in the budget that they will cover it. But they have to figure out how many people are asking and what kind of membership affiliation we're asking for to see how much money we have in the budget. So I would definitely get in that Google Classroom and fill out that link as soon as you could.
I just looked and it does not have the code where you can see it.
All right, let me see if I can find the code real quick and I'll put it in the chat.
So is that the CTSO? Is that the Google Classroom you was referring to?
No, that was from a PD thing last year. I just looked at that one.
No, there is one that says CTSOs make CTE work. That was this year's, I think.
Because my AT whatever day stuff was in Canvas.
Oh, that's weird, because mine was not.
Oh.
Okay, it's called CTSOs Make CTE Work, and this one was set up by Joanne Honeycutt.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that was called CTE Proofs of Learning, and then we got another one. There's all kinds. Yeah, those are the two that I have that I think that are associated with, well, that one has to do with FCCLA so far. I've been getting information.
Here, let me see if it'll let me log in. Oh, here we go. I think this is it. I just hit the wrong button. Of course.
Okay,
I think this is the link. It says CTSO information. It says collecting CTS data to support each effort. Chapter needs to fill out this form to assist chapters for paying for affiliation. So I think this is it.
Just everybody be aware that's for Wake County.
Wake County, yeah.
Not everybody needs that information.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
This is just for Wake County. They will start looking at us like we're crazy if people start. Oh, I think Ashley had it there.
Yeah, I just found it. Yep.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for providing that for her. Chef Dillard, you had I saw you with your hand raised. Did you have a question? You're muted. There you go. I can't hear you. You're still mute. Like you're unmuted, but we can't hear you. Okay. All right. Does anyone, Chef, if you want to put I saw your comment about you guys are virtual all semester because your school is inhabitable until Halloween or even later. If there's a specific question or support, let me know. I know, like I said before, I think, how many of you guys, I guess you all could raise your hand on this one. How many of you all are actually expected to go back before November? So like slated to go back. So if you are slated to go back, if you could just raise your hand, and that would give me a good like visual. Not like raise your hand on the screen, but like raise your hand as a reaction. Yeah, thank you, Brittany. You could do thumbs up too. Okay. If you are scheduled to be virtual all year, could you guys react as well? Okay. If you know right now that you will not, if we had an in-person conference and you know right now that you'll never be able to go to that, can you show me your reactions? Okay. So I guess that's like a good thing for the website updates too. The dates on the website have been updated. But just like that sentence at the top says, just be aware that as of today, everything is still planned as an in-person event. So all of the dates are for in-person events. So they are tentative and more than likely will change. So once that decision is made for those events to go virtual, then the dates will be updated. But everything for conferences for North Carolina FCCLA has been put in there just so you all have some dates to reference as in-person events. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So other than what was asked about like maybe an organizational chart, and then what was brought up earlier about like maybe a getting started framework guide, what other things do you all need support from me? Like, is there anything else that you all can think of? Like I said, on October 8th, we're going to have another collaboration meeting, and that will be more focused on using national programs and STAR events and competitive events in your coursework to definitely make it curriculum, put it in your curriculum, because I can't think of that word at the moment, but just what are some things that you all would like for me to provide for you all?
I may have missed this because I came in late.
Oh, that's
fine.
But
it would be nice if the state executive officers do a welcome video for our students, something so that they just don't think it's just advisors pushing them or encouraging them to join, but give them a reason to be actively involved, share their experiences. I know our state has a national officer, so maybe her input would be nice too, but just something that our students can kind of grab a hold of.
So, Michael, you're kind of thinking like of a North Carolina FCCLA promotional video.
Yes, just
Okay.
something,
I get it. And if you guys aren't, if your students are not following, we do have our North Carolina FCCLA Instagram account that they're actually really active on. Samantha is our social media person, and so they've actually been posting every single day. September's goal is to focus on membership, so they've been posting like reasons why they've joined FCCLA. They've been asking the followers of that page to kind of submit why they joined and why they love FCCLA, so they can share that as well. We've also asked, like, if you guys are doing virtual meetings and things like that that you want to share for us to highlight and share on our social media for you, you all can email that. And I want to say it's socialncfccla@gmail.com, but it might be social media, and I need to check that so I can add that. I can add that to this document as well. Another thing too, thank you, Michael, for reminding me about this as well. One of our goals this year is for chapter engagement, that we're supporting new chapters or advisors who are new or need the support. And Tegan had mentioned that in her welcome earlier. So if you are a new chapter advisor or you are a new chapter and you think that you need some more support, please email me or send one of this SEC your email. Send them an email as well saying that you are interested in having their help. Part of that goal, they're planning to work with 2 chapters from each district more closely throughout the year. So if you would be interested in being one of the chapters that they are working with throughout the year, send one of us an email so that way we can get you on our list and hopefully provide that support for you. Like I shared earlier, I'll go back because I know my screen is still being shared. Oh no, it was on my page. The remind code right here, the @NC FCCLA, if you want to text that to 81010, that's a great way. I have my phone with me all the time. I do check email very often, but this is another really good way if you want to ask me a quick question or for me just to send you guys some quick updates. I know in that feedback survey, the preferred method of updates was through email and Moodle, but I know that you guys are getting a million emails, and I know that Moodle is not the first place that you check every day. So if text might be better for this season right now of this school year, just add yourself to that remind group and text me if you need support, or you can call me at my direct line or send me an email. I would be more than happy to do one-on-one virtual calls with you guys as well too. But anything else that I can kind of take back and work on to submit for you guys or anything like that that you all can think of right now? I know everything that needs to be brought out will be virtual related. So that's definitely on my mind. But anything else? Michael, did you have a question or is your hand just still raised from earlier?
I think my hand is just still raised from earlier.
You're fine. I just didn't want to, if you had a question, I didn't want to skip over you. All right, so this is last call for questions or comments or suggestions or compliments. So anything else? All righty. Well, you guys have a wonderful evening. I hope the rest of your week is really great. And hopefully that you guys have a great weekend as well. If you need anything, like I said, just reach out and contact me. and I would be more than happy to help you guys out. And you all have a great night.